Oh, we're live. We're live. I would have gotten dressed up.
Me too. Okay,
I've,
good evening, everybody, and I guess we all have a quorum. We have Corey Nash, Greg Wolf, Frank Lohman here as commissioners, our officer Don Miller, and our recording secretary Casey Benson, and our special guest of honor Arnett Talbot. We were expecting to have our warden from our correctional institute, but unfortunately this date with the change from Wednesday to Thursday did not work, so she will not be available for our meeting. If you mind, I'm not going to stand. I apologize. I don't want to start any rumors, but if you would all please stand and face the flag, and let's say a pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We all should have received from Lieutenant Miller a approval of the minutes from January 19th meeting. Has everybody got those?
Yes.
We will entertain a motion to waive the reading of those minutes into the record.
Second.
Moved by Corey Nash, seconded by Greg Wolf. All those in favor of waiving the minutes, aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Tracy, once again, I got to say it's an outstanding job. I don't know how you do it, but those notes are copious and they're very, very on the money. Anybody have? Well, let's entertain a motion to approve them as submitted by Tracy. Motion made by
Motion to move.
Greg Wolf, seconded by myself. I'll second that motion. Any corrections, omissions, changes, et cetera, et cetera? Hearing none, all of us in favor of approving those minutes as submitted? Aye. Thank you, Tracy. Prison update, we're going to skip over that because, as I said, Jennifer Reyes is not with us. Reyes is not with us tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to get her, or she will be able to attend our March meeting. And hopefully our March meeting may just be live rather than Zoomed. Communication and public comments. Trace, do we have anything coming in from, or Don, regarding officers or whatever? I think I am going to write a thank you note to Officer Sheehan for his outstanding 300-pound move on me. But God bless him. Got me up the stairs anyway.
Don, we did have that letter about Paulo.
Yeah, that's the one you guys should have. January 30th, 2022, regarding Officer Paulo Ferreira.
Who is this, January 30th? Yes, we do. Officer Ferrara and partner. Well, I would like to have our commission join with the congratulations of the Alengos to the officer and wish him all the best. It's nice. Let me ask this question. Well, no one. It's nice to receive those letters. It really is. That's why I think it's so important that I write one to my last experience. Old business. Everybody should have received from Lieutenant Miller a copy of our revised bylaws. Everybody got a copy of those? The room is, or the floor is now open for discussion of those bylaws. Don, you did a nice job on them. I must say thank you very, very much.
Thank you, sir.
So we all know the rules under which we will operate for the next year anyway. Everybody, including our secretary treasurer, the only real change is the treasurer's portion because we never really had a treasurer before, nor in fact did we have a vice chairman, but we do now. So I will entertain a motion. The floor will entertain a motion to approve the restated bylaws of the Town of Cheshire Public Safety Commission. Moved by?
I'll move that.
Moved by Greg Wolf, seconded by Corey Nash. Any further discussion regarding these rules or bylaws, rather? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving these, aye.
Aye.
Motion is unanimously approved. Survey discussion. Greg, I'm going to turn the floor over to you, but I think we postponed the presentation to the town council until March, correct?
That's what I requested from Arnett. I don't know where it stands from there, but from the 8th to March 8th is the date that I requested.
It will probably be that date.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll confirm with you soon, but that's likely to be the date.
okay.
Greg, I would like you, since you are the horse behind the cart here, or ahead of the cart, would you please handle the presentation to the town council?
Sure. The only thing I request from you is if there's any bullet points that you definitely want me to hit, by all means, let me know. And send an email so I can kind of craft my little presentation.
Well, I'm going to make one suggestion right off the bat, is that we have isolated, I believe, 3 very important points made in that survey. Number 1 is bicycles on the trail and the danger they present to the walking public and to joggers. I think that the commission has, especially with these little toys, is going to address that issue to the extent that they humanly can, and hopefully have some fun doing it, and maybe get some publicity regarding our wanting to correct some of the problems we found in the survey. Number 2 is the hawk system. I believe the town is addressing that. So we want to make that clear and thank the town council for getting that addressed, because as Jim said in his email to us, it's either a question of us getting it addressed or addressing it ourselves. And very often getting it addressed is too expensive for our budget to get it done. So number 3 would be sidewalks. And again, we have this sidewalk initiative, which is before the town council and the town manager, and being tweaked and whatever in an attempt to try and get that situation resolved. Now, am I correct, people, in saying those are the 3 major points that we see in that survey?
Yep, absolutely. The only other thing that I think I'm going to mention is that, like we had talked about in our last meeting, kind of actually, I think via an email, picking and choosing comments that were made and addressing them individually throughout the year. However, that the best way to do that will be either through Facebook or the town website or whatever else we come up with. Just because there are one-off questions there that are worthy of discussion, and I think it will show that we're being proactive and have paid attention to the whole survey and not just those big bullet points.
I think that's a very good point, Greg. Thank you. Other comments on the survey and hopeful presentation to the town council? Hearing none, let's move on to bells for bicycles. Greg, I want you to think about what you said, because I don't remember what you said, but it was awesome. Something about
what?
About the bells being behind you. What is it? If
I
you
don't
hear a
remember.
bell, move to the right.
I don't remember.
I think it was you saying that. If you hear a bell, move to. Anyway, since all those of you who took the time to get down to Donnie's office and look at the bell that Jerry Barker suggested to us, the first thought I had is plastic. It's not going to last a week on a bicycle. These bells, so I went to my favorite little place, Amazon, and I ordered them yesterday afternoon, and they arrived about 6, 7 o'clock tonight. They are much better. They are sturdier. They are brass. They've got a bigger ring on them to put them on. As Greg pointed out in an email, they probably won't fit most bikes, but I think these will. So I'm going to give them back to Don Miller tomorrow, or see to it that he gets them tomorrow. If you could please take a look, and maybe we can address this issue again. Hopefully, if these are acceptable, we can address this issue before our next meeting, and maybe get going for this spring with a bells for bicycles.
What's the price difference?
Double, triple. These are like $13 a copy as opposed to $5. Yeah, but again, we have $2,000 in the budget, or left to spend for 2022 through June. And I'm kind of hoping, now Arnett's got us still on here, but I'm kind of hoping that we're going to get a budget increase for 2022, 23. That'll allow us to do more projects like this, because we do, I think, I'm asking the commission, I think we want to continue our representation with some sort of a gift at the Fall Festival. And I think since we gave away 300 of them last year, I think the backpacks are a pretty good little gift. even older people were grabbing them for their own devices, but so we need to buy those. We need to buy bells. We need to spend some money. Other comments on bells for bicycles?
Can the ones that you ordered be printed on? Like, could we create some
That's a
sort of?
very, very good question. I do not know. I doubt it very, very much, unless it's a sticker.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If you see the, we're right.
Yep.
It's not all that big, so it's not, again, I'm not a bicyclist, Greg, but it's one of these, it's a pretty good sounding bell. And it's got two screws that you can undo and put around your, what do you call it, handlebars. And it's pretty sturdy. The top is brass, and this is some sort of a aluminum polymer. So I think it'll last a lot longer, and it's 3 times more expensive. But there again, let's say we order 100 of them for the first round. Oh, it's got an Allen wrench that goes with it. We order 100 of them for the first round and see how that goes. Guess what? I'm going to call it $1,500 with all in, and we've got 2,000 change. So,
Is that what you want to spend? You want to spend about $1,500? I mean, what's your target? You have no idea.
you guys tell me. How hard do you think it's going to be to give away 100 bells?
But it goes back to the same issue that I had before. We could give away 100 bells, no problem. We should target who we give those bells to somehow. I don't want to just sit at a table and have anyone that walks up to the table take a bell. They have to want the bell. They have to sign up for something. They have to request the bell instead of just being a giveaway like the backpacks.
Couldn't agree more. And I think
You
when I
can-
talked to Park and Rec, Greg, they were saying that perhaps what you should do is pick a weekend day or both days of a weekend and put up a little standalone tent on the trail and basically stop bicyclists as they go by and see if there's an interest on their part. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to use it.
That's what I mean. Like anyone can take one, but doesn't mean that they're going to do anything more than go home and put it on the counter or throw it away. Do I think that most people will do that? No, but if it's a freebie that it's just you feel the pressure to take it as you walk by, then that's one thing. But if someone actually has to go out of their way to get it, whether it be go to the police station to pick it up or go to Park and Rec or something like that, I just think it will mean the people who get the bell want to use the bell instead of just taking something for free.
Maybe what we could do is on the trail, pass out a voucher for a bell.
Something like that, right?
And if you get a voucher, you can go to the police station and bother Don Miller and Tracy Benson to pick up a bell, or even Park and Rec, or maybe both. But you got to at least talk to somebody and say, yes, I'm interested in using it. I think it's a great idea, blah, 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 blah. And then they get the voucher.
Or something along those lines. How the details we can obviously work out, but
Okay.
I just think
try
getting
this thing done by this March meeting.
I think we can do that.
Corey, comments?
I think you guys are fine with the suggestions. I'm having trouble seeing how a bell's going to be a popular item, but we've gone back and forth on it a few times.
Well, again, I've got to defer to my bicyclist people on the commission and our council member. Is that?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think if you give it away, that's one thing. A giveaway would be the $4 bell, as just a token. But if you really want to use it, I think that's a whole different kind of person that you're advertising to. Maybe those people already have the bell, but I think as Jim mentioned one time, I think part of the reason we're giving away the bell is not just to have people have the bell, it's to raise awareness of what the issues on the trail are. Why you were using the bell, not just giving away a bell as a gift. I think that should be all wrapped up into it. I think there should be some sort of public service campaign surrounding the giving away of the bell to make people, maybe you have to take a rules of the trail thing with you that's included with the bell, something like that, to put in people's hands or in their faces the issues that the town sees on the trail, whether it be speed, passing on your right, kind of on your left kind of thing, ring the bell to go past, you know. And I think that all that can get wrapped up in the hawk system awareness too. That's going to have to be a whole educational thing when the chicane comes in, why that's going in. You know, people have complaints about the hawk system. What is the town doing to address that? All that, people are going to see things, but not necessarily understand why it's happening.
Well, I tell you, I think you made a comment there that I really latched onto, and that is rules of the road type thing,
Right.
where you've got to sign on to the rules of the trail.
Yeah, something like
bicycling. And if you do that and you agree to them, maybe you're entitled to a bell. And if you're going to use the bell, then Corey, maybe your concern will be assuaged with people working properly with the pedestrians to not get each other killed. It's worth a shot to me. More importantly, we put out a questionnaire. We got back a whole bunch of responses. The 3 top responses. To me, it's important that the commission at least give a shot at addressing it in some way, shape, or form, or getting somebody else to address it.
Yes.
So maybe we start with, maybe you start with 25 bells and you see the response rather than buy 100 of them and be sitting on 100 bells. There's really no need to have inventory of them. If we give 25 away in 3 days, then we know if there's a reception to it. And then maybe we see how they're being used. You give it a month, and as we all use the trail, maybe we solicit responses from people. Hey, show us using your bell. Just goofy things like that, I think, that engage the public and make it aware of what the mission is.
Excellent idea.
Instead of just letting things go out into the world and live on their own, like kind of maintain it, keep it up. That's the point of it, is not just to be a one-off and let people ride and hope for the best. It's a continual education, and because we can't keep giving, we could give it away at intervals, but not in perpetuity. We can't forever be giving away bells to keep people engaged.
That's a good point. Good point. Other comments on bells for bikes? Mile markers discussion. I think it may be a little bit premature until we see what kind of a budget we may have, but I still think this is a very important project for safety. And that, waiting for New Haven to do what they're going to do, or something's going to do, I think it's important that Cheshire do something on its own. We can always redo if we have to. I'd like people to continue to think about it. And as soon as we see a budget item, let's look at how we do it.
Well, maybe we do it like this. Instead of us taking it on, maybe we propose this to the council as something the council can then spend their money on. Because that's part of our role also, isn't it? As an advisory to the council.
Positively.
So if we go to them with we don't have to spend any money. We can get all the information from the East Coast Greenway, because that guy that I forwarded to you said that they have all the GIS markings and all that. So they know the distances now. So if we take all that information and present that to the town council and say, listen, the Public Safety Commission has addressed this one issue. Here is what you could do with it, and present them with options. That's why it's not coming out of our, all this, some of this stuff that's going to benefit the town. Like, I get the bells for bikes is kind of a promotion item that we're giving away to help, but Park and Rec should have a hand in signing the trail.
And the police department could too, and the fire department.
But all that falls under the purview of the Park and Rec, right? Like, they maintain it.
That's a good question. Park and Rec is responsible for maintaining it. Public Works is responsible for maintaining it. The police department is responsible for maintaining its safety. The fire department is responsible for its rescue missions and all that.
Right.
It's a mismatch. Honestly, well, if it's our idea, I'd like to see us get credit for it.
Absolutely, but I think what we're doing as a commission is to present the town council with ideas, right? So if, after we present the public safety, the survey, maybe we do the legwork and figure out how the mile markers can be addressed. And then in another 3 months, we as a group go in front of town council again and say, here's another idea that we have. And I think that's how we engage them and not spend our money.
I like that. Other comments on mile markers? Hearing none, moving on to sidewalk review board. You've seen from Jim Jinx's emails, he's already in communication with Sean Kimball, George Watney, and a whole bunch of other people, and they seem to be working out some of the kinks in the proposed review board discussion. But I didn't seem to see anywhere in the communications any pushback from letting the major pushback from letting the Public Safety Commission do this type of a thing. Did anybody? I didn't see it. I think it's a question of working out the kinks and the minutia associated therewith, like how many homes you need to have the petition, blah, blah, blah. New business, treasurer's report. Our treasurer is not on board tonight, but I do know that we haven't spent any money, so we should have the same amount we had last month, which was $2,500. Is that right? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. It's here somewhere. Whatever, it hasn't changed. Okay, review of police and fire department reports. Jim Jinx, you saw that, raised some questions about the police report. Donnie, thank you for doing some homework on that.
Mhm.
I think a lot of it had to do with COVID, does it not?
It could, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
And
question that Jim raised?
The motor vehicle stops were down for the month of January and accidents were up. Not that he was making a correlation, he was just asking if there was any reasons. I know we had hit by COVID fairly hard early January. Weather was rough. I pointed out we had 17 accidents on that flash freeze morning, which would definitely skew those numbers. So.
okay, other comments on the police report? Comments on the fire department's report? We also had our extended surveys. Did we not discuss these at the last meeting, people? Devonwood and Lexington Court, or is that new? That's new.
No, that's the speed surveys, that's old. There's no surveys up right now because they've been away for the winter.
Is what, I'm sorry, Don?
The speed boxes are away for the winter, so there's
Oh,
been no updates on that.
What was the thing that Jim sent the photo of that was attached to the tree? A counter or something like that? Did you get that done?
I don't know.
You're talking about the box that was going on Greenwood Court?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a counter. You did get that, Donnie.
When was that sent?
You did get it. It's on a pole somewhere in Greenwood and Club Lane and Redwood.
Okay.
Today or yesterday, I think it came.
Let's hope it wasn't Monday. You see it, Donnie?
It's not that big a deal. I just wanted to see what I didn't understand what it was. I guess if it's just a counter, then we can move on.
Oh, it is. It's not one of the speed boxes. Okay, any other business, new business for the commission? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Move.
Moved by Greg, seconded by Corey. Thank you all very, very much. I wish you nothing but the best.
Jim.
Stay out of trouble.